My name is Michael Choice. I'm from Arlington, Texas, and right now I'm here in Mexicali to play baseball for Águilas. You sacrifice everything, and then you kind of get thrown into the real world kind of by yourself, which is why it's important to, have a relationship with your teammates and coaches, so you don't feel like, you're all by yourself. I grew up an only child. My parents were older, so I started playing baseball when I was 4 years old, and sports always was kind of like my family, without brothers and sisters growing up. Guys in the neighborhood or guys that I played with in sports, were like my brothers. So, growing up, I spent a lot of time outside playing with friends and not a lot of time inside. If I was inside, I was normally listening to music. Right around 6, 7 years old, I knew right away it was the sport that I wanted to play. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I was good at an early age, so it was easy to have fun doing it, and I knew I wanted to keep playing no matter what. I actually started out as a catcher. I caught my whole life until I got to college, and then that was the first time I actually played the outfield. I played other positions too growing up, like second base, third base, and I pitched a little bit, but I didn't start playing outfield until college. I would say probably around the age, maybe like 16. That's when select baseball in Texas, it gets pretty serious, and you know the level of competition, and guys are starting to sign to go to certain colleges, here and there. And I knew I was good enough to do it at that point, so that's when I was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna back off of basketball a little bit and just focus on baseball. Hardest time, I'll probably have to say maybe 2015. It was my first time when I got sent down from the big leagues, and was told to make certain adjustments, and it was a new organization, so a lot of things were different that I hadn't seen before, but it was a learning experience, and definitely I'm better because of that experience. I mean, it's a challenge. You have to be prepared to understand that once you become a professional baseball player, that it's a job, and it's not like in college or at the amateur levels where there's no major consequence, because you're getting paid to play baseball. So yeah, you're supposed to have fun, but at the same time, it's a business, and once you understand that, you have a little bit clearer view of what you need to do. You sacrifice everything. You're gonna lose friends in the process because you're not gonna be able to communicate with them as much. You're gonna just lose touch with family members because you're not gonna see them as much. And then you kind of get thrown into the real world kind of by yourself, which is why it's important to have a relationship with your teammates and coaches, so you don't feel like you're all by yourself, because in this game it's a game of failure. So the sooner you can come together and realize that you do need the people around you no matter what's going on, and that's how it all functions, the better off you'll be. I mean, it affects a lot. It changes everything. You don't get to be at home as much, and spend time with your family. But it's one of those things. It's all you know, and it's all I know. It's all they know. So you stick with it, and you keep going, and you take it day by day, week by week, and month by month, and you keep progressing in life. I'm sure that it's a lot easier, without, if you can focus, strictly on baseball. But there's a lot of people that have families that have to, juggle both. So that's just part of it. But you have to be able to separate the focus. I'm not like most guys that are pretty, relaxed about what their schedule is like. I'm very schedule oriented. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna, drink a coffee because I gotta, get myself up, and then I'm gonna eat breakfast and then start hydrating, and then I start working on my body with all the massage tools and all that stuff to get ready. So by the time I get to the field, it's not as hard to get loose. And then even when I get to the field, I start the whole process all over again, hydrating, working on my body to make sure I put myself in the best position to play. And once the game's over, I shut it down. I wind down, and I enjoy the rest of the night, because you have to be able to, separate off the field and on the field, and be able to turn that switch back on whenever it's time to go to work again. I'm always searching for a new song. If one song I feel the vibe is good, and I'll keep riding with it, day by day by day. But then if I hear something new and I'm like, okay, I like that wave a lot better, then I'll switch it up or switch genres, back and forth between reggae, reggaeton, hip hop, R&B, you name it. I listen to it all. So really it's just about, sinking into what makes me feel good that day, and just taking that into the game. Learning not just two different languages, in English and Spanish. You try to mingle with the guys that listen to the different genres, like reggaeton, banda, anything like that. And then, I'm trying to learn as much as I can at the same time. I pick up the language from listening to music as well. And then I know that you got to be versatile to make everybody happy. That's part of being a good teammate. So, if I want to change it to where it's something that guys like, then, that's what I'm going to do and go back and forth because I like all of it. At first it was a challenge, because I didn't understand very much Spanish the first time I came, and, the difference in culture and just how you move around and go around is a lot different. But, I got the hang of it fast, and, I'm still learning, and with the help of teammates and, people that are around that are nice and willing to help out, it makes things a lot easier. I've got a chance to play in cities all over the country in the Pacifico, and experience them in different years, where there's upgrades in certain cities like Mazatlan. I played at the old one and now the new one. The addition of Guasave and Monterey, those type of things, you get to experience them, and it's pretty cool because you see the growth in the entire league and what's going on here. In Mexicali, the first people that came up to me was Pepon, Danny, Nino. He was excited to see me because he sent me a couple messages on social media when he saw that I had signed to come play here in Mexicali. And then just a few guys that I already played with on other teams like Bernie. So those guys, they were very welcoming and, me coming in. Regardless of how we started the season, it'd be easy to say that, just say, oh, it's great, but it's not. But at the end of the day, you can lose separated or you can lose together, and I can say that at least our losses, we were together in it. So at some point you knew that we were going to start winning. You never felt like anything was about to implode or like you were losing, that support from each other. We knew that what we have in the locker room was going to be good. The potential is maximum if everybody, focuses and does their job and picks each other up. We have more than enough talent to go on a good playoff run and win a championship, because it's all about how you come together. It's not about how you start. And things are looking a lot better right now. And I think that the more momentum we gain as the season goes on, the better it'll get. And, it's still very early, regardless of the feeling of having to win every game. That other teams are going to get tired. There are other things that are going to happen, injuries. You never know what can happen. So as long as you stick to the plan, you have a chance. Just that first game in Obregon, not having, everybody's in the same boat. Not having played a game in 10 months because of COVID, everybody felt like it was super exciting. We felt like kids again. And, to hit a home run in my first at bat after that long layoff, that'll be something I'll never forget because of the focus and amount of preparation and time I put in to get to that moment. And then just, being able to come out with that win, our first win here the other night, being able to wear that pink jersey, for me, that was special because I've had a lot of people in my life pass away from cancer. So, it just kind of all meshed together, just like the way things, happened. So, already it's only been 10 games, but there's already moments that I've had here that, I could go back 5-6 years and I can't pick one that's, that felt better or more important. Right now in this team, I would say just to kind of be a little more talkative as a leader. I in the past I haven't said much. I just kind of played, and and that's kind of been my thing because growing up an only child, you don't talk much most of the time. So just kind of really getting involved in the team and trying to basically put out the knowledge I have, because now at this point, being a veteran, I don't consider myself just a player. I consider myself a player coach, because there's a lot of things I've seen in this game and experienced that these guys haven't. So I feel like it's part of my job to teach that as well, because it's going to help everybody. I want to thank everybody for the support. It's tough times right now in the world, and we get the job to play a game for a living. So my job is to do my best and have fun doing it, and try to bring joy and motivation to all the people out there that may not have the opportunity to do something that easy for a living, and just motivate people to be better every day. That's my main goal. Just trying to improve every day. And thank you for all the support.